You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello, we are Enterprise-Splaining, the podcast where we explain Star Trek Enterprise to each other and to you. I'm Maria, and these are my co-hosts, Jamie.
Hello.
And Bill.
Hello.
And once again, we are joined by our very special guest, Jim. Welcome back, Jim.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
So today, our mission is a second contact. Last week, I told Jamie, Bill, and Jim what happened in the Star Trek Enterprise episode Rajiin. They have now watched the episode and are back with their thoughts. So make sure you listen to last week's episode before this one, or you'll be very confused. I mean, you'll probably be very confused either way. Before we get started, though, just a reminder, we have merch. If you go to the TeePublic store on the ESO website, or just click the link in our show notes, you can buy our lovely Enterprise-Splaining t-shirts and the adorable Porthos Appreciation Society shirts. They're very cute. Go get them. Last week on Star Trek Enterprise, the crew went down to a planet to meet a chemist who said he could tell them how to manufacture Trellium-D, which is the space bestos stuff that can protect the ship from the crazy anomalies in the expanse. While they're down there, they run into a slave girl shop, as one does. And one of the women escapes and asks Archer to take her away with him. So he does, and surprising no one, she turns out to be an agent for the Xindi. She scans him and several others with her special X-ray hand so she can learn about the humans and give this information to the Xindi so they can build a bioweapon. Archer and the crew figure out that she's up to something when she zaps T'Pol and sends her to sickbay with severe neural damage. They try to keep her in the bridge, but the Xindi show up, board the Enterprise, and take her away. And now the Xindi apparently have all the information they need to make not one, but two superweapons.
I think the thing they keep her in is the brig, not the bridge.
Did I say the bridge? I wrote the bridge.
I wouldn't put it past this crew.
Yeah, no, this group be like, Mommy, maybe she'll do a better job. All right, let's get into it. First and foremost, before we do anything about this episode, Jim, tell us what you thought of the theme song.
I was unprepared. I watched this episode with my wife against my better judgment.
Yeah, that
and
doesn't seem fair.
The theme song hit, and my wife, who is just getting into Star Trek, I looked at them and I'm just like, oh no, this is going to make them hate Star Trek.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, this is not where to start with Star Trek.
I have 3 notes that I wrote down, and they are in all caps. And they are simply, first one, WTF. Second one, simply the best, because that is it scans with that song. And third just says, where is my fucking brass? Where is my inspiring brass score? And what the hell? Why is there a 90s sitcom theme happening in my Star Trek?
Yeah.
It is a true jump scare, the theme song, especially the new one.
It's a true jump scare.
It is, especially now because the show's gotten so dark, and then the new theme song is so jaunty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's inspirational. Like, I want to be clear, I'm not besmirching the good name of Diane Warren.
Oh, she'll take care of that for you.
I think that it's a perfectly serviceable song.
Yeah,
Like, it's not her best, but like functional as a song.
It is a song.
It is
right?
a song.
It has verses.
I don't think we
it
can
has
deny
chorus.
that. It is a song.
It is a song.
But
I still to this day do not know what faith of the heart means. What does that mean?
Doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
You say that, but like, if this was the theme song for Yu-Gi-Oh, you'd be like, oh yeah.
It
That's
does
fair.
feel like it could be a Yu-Gi-Oh theme song.
Yeah.
Mhm. You just
Yeah.
have to have faith of the heart. Faith of the heart of what? Don't ask questions.
Would this be better if it was "How Do You Talk to an Angel" from the spin-off, the 90210 semi-spin-off, The Heights? Thank you, everyone who's in their 50s now.
Wow, that was a pull.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah, if you
forgotten
remember
that
Beverly Hills
existed.
90210, don't forget to take your back medicine.
How dare you say true things? What did you think about the
Sorry, I
imagery?
like back medicine. As in, like, there's just back medicine for your back.
Yeah.
Back medicine.
Neuro pressure.
Yeah.
Oh god. The imagery was so strange. Like, it's very different from every other
Yeah.
Star Trek, and it really seems like it's making a lot of effort to
Yeah.
be very different from every other Star Trek. It's like Star Trek is now a teenager, and it is shopping at different stores at the mall, and it refuses to do anything for its birthday except get its ears pierced.
You're not my real mom.
No, exactly. Gene Roddenberry is my real dad. Rick Berman is not.
I mean, that's when they made it. I think the quote was, "This is not your father's Star Trek." They were trying to make it different.
Yeah, well,
It's-
good.
yeah.
I mean, excellent work.
Yeah, I really actually like the imagery behind the theme song.
Yeah.
I think that sort of transition and the showing, using some of the real imagery going into the future. I love that. But man, that song just doesn't work. It's so not
There's got to be somebody has done this
inspirational.
on YouTube, almost certainly. If you laid just even a regular like classical track
Right.
over that
Mhm.
imagery, I bet it's amazing.
Yeah, I think so.
I bet it's profound. And instead it is emblematic of sort of what this show is. It's
Yeah.
When this is when this podcast is over, because we try to avoid spoilers on this podcast. I'm really looking forward to doing a deep dive into the choices and the decisions that went into Faith of the Heart, especially again because we brought in this is a new version. This is they made changes to it, but the only change they made was to add more studio musician instrumentation to it, which is insane.
You guys keep saying that, but in that book, I read all the stuff about the theme song. Like, I read all the sections about theme song.
But there might be other.
Don't kill my
sources
dream,
for-
Jamie.
To me, like this
Who knows?
couldn't be more emblematic of the early 2000s, right?
Mhm.
Like then the only way it would be more early 2000s music is if it was instead
Right.
performed by Limp
Well, I mean,
Bizkit.
that would be an insane choice, but it would make sense if it was. But this is an out of touch showrunner saying this is what's really going to connect this with today's audience on the UPN network is a Diane Warren song from Patch Adams. This is really going to sell this as hip and now.
Right, because this wasn't written for Enterprise. You mentioned that last time.
This was around the time, Diane Warren was just coming off her peak, right? She was just coming off a whole bunch of hit songs. But I still feel like it's just not the right style for this show.
Yeah, I mean, originally I think they wanted to use U2's A Beautiful Day.
Yes, that's what they used in the
Over
preview, the teaser.
Yeah.
But then they couldn't afford it.
But then they couldn't afford it, which is so funny.
Has Lower Decks done an intro yet where they do Faith of the Heart? Because that would be killer.
No. I'm shocked that they
would be
haven't.
so
I'm
good.
so confused that they never did that. With the number of Enterprise references that they had, it's so strange.
Right.
Okay. Well, we have
the episode.
many things to talk about this episode, so let's get started. I have a few things I know I want to cover and get your thoughts on, but feel free to jump in if you have other stuff. But the first thing I wanted to talk about was Trip into Paul and the rumor mill.
No, I just want to say, I've never seen the show before at all.
Yes.
And so I imagined all of these scenes, and they are worse than I imagined. This show does have some great character actors in it, and the guy who plays Trip is definitely one of them.
He's our favorite. We love Trip.
Like, because I always remember him. He would go on from this to be in Stargate Atlantis. He went to be a leading villain in Stargate Atlantis.
Really?
Oh, huh.
I don't remember that.
Villain,
It was
huh?
Michael.
Oh, I can see him playing a villain.
The Wraith
Yeah.
hybrid. Yeah. Because I the first shot of the episode, I'm just like, why is that guy here? But it was so not erotic that the idea that people could be talking.
This episode is not sexy at all.
I get the impression that none of these episodes are sexy.
But it really
But they are-
wanted to be sexy. It really wanted to.
It's only sexy when they're not trying. So up
Right.
until this episode, T'Pol Trip scenes are actually really sexy because they have this antagonistic flirty dynamic.
Yes.
Where you can tell they have respect and they really like each other and know each other really well and are friends, but they're like constantly sniping at each other in like sweet ways that is very sexy, sexier than literally anything in this episode.
Yeah, Jim, my headcanon is that these two characters have been fucking since day 2 just because of the way they snipe at each other. But now that they're actually getting into a relationship, it's getting incredibly awkward and not sexy.
Yeah.
This scene is also emblematic of some. I have this note for the whole episode. Every sentence ends in a full stop,
Yes.
and the words are exchanged. Like every, like I pulled up a transcript of the episode, and it just flipped through it, and it's just like, you have been practicing. T'Pol, don't speak. Relax your jaw. Right? It's so. It reads like a 15-year-old wrote it.
That's generally true for this show.
We've gotten used to it, so we don't notice it that much anymore.
My major note for this, so this is an episode of Star Trek about a quote-unquote sex slave who is infiltrating the starship to learn information about the crew. This needs to be pitched at the level of a telenovela. This needs to be trashy and it's not. Like, it is... It's incredibly bland.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if they went a little more camp with it,
Yes.
like a little more trashy, it would be way more fun.
Agreed.
I miss the original series Soft Focus when they would show, like, this is the most beautiful woman in the universe, and it would be like Vaseline on the lens. Because it let you know that, like, this is... But this, I forget who the actress who played Rajiin, was that her?
She was very pretty.
She was very pretty.
But
like,
she
I
wasn't...
could not take my eyes off of her.
Strongly disagree. I don't disagree that she was attractive. I didn't find her compelling at all. She was like...
No, she wasn't like...
Yeah.
Her personality wasn't compelling.
Yeah.
I kept wanting to stare at her because she was so pretty, but I really didn't care what was coming out of her mouth.
Yeah, she didn't do...
I suspect that's... She's I'm looking at her IMDb page, and she has a whole bunch of credits. She's an actress and singer, but yeah, I suspect
are all of her character names like Pretty Lady or like Lady at Bar or like Dancer or like things like that.
No, she just did a bunch of character acting in the early 2000s.
One of the things that I think could have worked with this episode, and we're always talking about fixes, is if she took a different tactic with every person she interacted with.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Like, she's going to play, like, the different levels of being seductive that you can play. But she was always just, like, walking up, like, tell me more about yourself. You're human. What is your race? It was also like, so humans are vulnerable if you stab them in the chest. That's very interesting to learn.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. Like, because she has some sort of telepathic whatever, like, to be able to, like, figure out, okay, this is what would be interesting. This is how I can enamor myself to this character. But no. I guess other than maybe Hoshi a little bit because she was talking to her, but Hoshi was all
Hoshi was the only person I worked with. Everybody else was like, something feels wrong. Hoshi, the second she started playing with her, Hoshi's like, oh.
Yeah.
And she was just like, she was in.
Hoshi wants to fuck
Hoshi's
so
DTF.
bad.
I mean,
So DTF.
they did fuck, didn't they? I feel like they must have.
Let's go with
Doesn't
that.
I mean,
it
no,
look
we
like
didn't
they
see
fucked?
it, but I
Yeah.
feel like they must have.
There's a weird segment of missing time in
Yeah.
that part of the
Agreed.
episode where it's just like her and Hoshi go into the turbo lift,
Yeah, they do.
and then just something else is happening, and you're just like, but what connect?
Yeah.
And then she turns up into Paul's quarters, and it's like, what
Yeah, there was
connects
something
these
missing.
two moments? There's a version of this episode somewhere where that exists, and I wonder what
I'm
got caught.
having a hard time remembering like things. This episode, I had to watch it. I was literally just watching.
That's
for
your
this.
mind
Yeah.
protecting itself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did she have a moment with Malcolm?
No.
Okay,
No,
that would
she
have been
did not.
amazing.
Because I think they're getting away from pervy Malcolm.
Pervy
I
Malcolm.
think they're no longer doing pervy Malcolm.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God. But
I'm just like, it's weird because everybody else we saw her do this to, we saw the end result of it,
Right.
except Hoshi we never
Right.
saw, which definitely means they fought.
The effect
And one of-
the effect I liked was I think they did this with Archer and maybe with somebody else was after the quote unquote seduction, it reveals that she was far away from them at the time. And I thought that was an interesting effect that
they only did that with Archer.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't think they did it with
That would have been
anyone else,
great.
and I
It
was
made me
confused by it.
confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was one of my notes was I was like confused about her power because she definitely seems to like hypnotize people or something.
Right.
But then I was confused because of the Archer scene. It made it seem like that was all kind of in Archer's head. Like at first, I'm
Mhm,
like, oh, she's doing it like she's mentally scanning, but she's
Mhm.
not physically actually scanning.
Right.
But then later on, it seemed like she was. So then I'm like, I don't really like understand what's happening.
yeah.
It was
I
very
thought
confusing.
After unfortunately having to watch this as many times as I did to write this episode,
Mm-hmm.
what I decided was she actually did all of those things physically, was in contact with Archer, but then made him forget it.
Oh.
That's what I think.
Okay.
Made him
too.
forget that it ever
Yeah,
happened.
just like made him forget the
Made
last
it-
like second,
Yeah.
or like make it to confuse him or
basically
something.
gaslit him.
Yeah, but it was still confusing and especially
and
'cause we didn't
unnecessary. I
see it
think.
with any. Yeah, I think if they had just not had that weird part at the end, I think it would have been fine. Because I don't think that Archer, like, to Paul realized she was being hypnotized or whatever.
Mhm.
To Archer, it wasn't clear that he realized it. So she could have just kind of
Mm.
moved back herself and then been like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then he could have just been like, oh, glad that didn't happen or something, I
Right.
think it would have worked. I don't know why they had to do that because it makes it so confusing.
Very
Yeah.
confusing. I agree. I also, so let's talking about this X-ray hands thing.
Mhm.
One of the things, and I may have mentioned this last week, I can't remember, but one of the things that after we watched it, Steven said was, did they intentionally have Archer not be fully recovered from the alien
Thank
virus?
you.
Ooh.
Which means
Yeah.
that the scan that she did wasn't the human.
It
Which-
does seem like that.
Well, that would all make perfect sense, except as far as we know, she also scanned Hoshi and
Yeah.
that other dude from the
Yes.
turbo lift. Like, we don't actually know, but she had every ability to do that.
But Hoshi was also down on the planet. Hoshi also had the DNA virus.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
That's
that is true.
That
Yeah,
is
and you
true.
can't get
She
DNA
didn't have.
from a rando.
That's true. Yeah. So
Oh,
maybe,
hmm.
but the turbo lift dude wasn't. But we don't know what
then
happened.
there's-
with the turbo
Maybe
lift
maybe
dude.
he was one of the makeups.
There's Porthos's dog DNA that she absolutely scanned while she was at Archer Road.
Yeah, because I'm sure he had Porthos hair all over his uniform, like everybody, like every pet owner ever, right? It would have been really funny in that end scene when she's like showing and there's like
Right.
things coming out of the human, like one of them was a dog, like a full dog. And then how about Rajiin and T'Pol?
This is how big a failure of this episode is that they had girl elements and I was not into it. I was like, this is not
I think-
interesting at all.
I
This is
really do
boring.
think that they put that T'Pol scene in there because they were like, sexy lady has to go to the other sexy lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
100%.
the only reason they built that scene.
Yeah.
There's I feel like there's a version of this script, right, that gets presented in the writing
Yeah.
room and they read through it, and then a guy like throws it on the floor and it's just like, we're not objectifying enough women.
Well, we did have 2 shirtless male characters earlier in the episode,
That's
so
true.
they had to do
Yeah,
some
you have to balance
parody
it out.
because we got shirtless Trip and we got shirtless Archer because Archer took his shirt off in the sickbay scene.
Oh, I know.
Oh, speaking of the sick
I'm
base,
aware.
again, amazing character actors John Billingsley, who's in all kinds of things.
Fucking brilliant. He's brilliant.
He's the MVP of this show.
Consistently brilliant in this show.
Is Dr. Phlox a Cardassian?
No,
No.
he's a
No, he's
Denobulan.
didn't.
Or did they just went to the costume room and were like, what are we gonna do for this guy? We're gonna make him look like a Cardassian, kind of, but not really.
Our journey
Yeah.
with Phlox is quite amazing. But no, he's maybe the most amazing character on the show.
Yeah, but he is
Denobulan.
species called the Denobulan. No relation to Kardashians.
All right. My next big note is going back to almost the beginning, the cold open. Laughing out loud. They go to this huge market and nobody can talk. They're walking through this market. Everybody comes up to them with their wares. Oh no, I need to turn quickly away without talking to you at all.
We
Because
cannot pay these actors more than we pay background actors. They
Rhubarb,
cannot have a line.
alien rhubarb, pizza carrots, Here's this glass orb. Oh, no, I need to move away quickly.
We can only pay one market vendor.
In the first few frames of the market shot, I had to pause it and rewatch it. But there is just an alien carrying a basket of baguettes. They're just fucking baguettes.
Incredible.
I mean,
Incredible.
everyone loves bread. Anywhere you go.
That's true. It is universal.
The background aliens were like the most diversity that we have ever
Oh,
seen
yeah,
on this
100%.
show.
Yeah.
First of all, there were women.
Yep.
Jim, you need to understand every alien on the show that we meet, even background aliens, are all men.
Yeah.
I'm
If there
shocked.
are women, they are there to be love interests or sex objects or mothers.
Mhm.
But
I
they
met a
were just
15-year-old.
like random women and women of color. They actually hired Black actors to like play background parts on the show. Amazing. I
Right.
was just like, I love what they're doing. You know, maybe the show does get better as people keep telling us.
I did really like the bartering scene with Barry. I think is what I christened him last time.
Yes.
But this is gonna sound dumb, but the slave market scene was very
Oh
strange.
boy, I have notes.
The guy who comes
You
up
know
and
what
is
I'm
like, "This concubine is quite skilled." Like, you have never seen a human before. For all you know, they reproduce through mitosis.
Yeah.
Like, this is like looking at a picture of a fish and being like, "I could jack off a fish."
Well, let's get into that then. So first of all, the costumes. First, we get the windbreakers back. The
Windbreakers are back.
Starfleet
Love
They're
windbreakers.
so shiny.
So
We
shiny.
have not seen these in quite some time. The windbreakers are back.
Yeah.
So they go to the slave market. First of all, it's kind of weird that only females. We're still in the binary, the gender binary. He only sells.
Shocking.
females.
That's not that. I didn't even think that.
It doesn't matter how far you go from Earth, what these aliens are like. Like, they are, it's hetero. We still got gender binaries. We've got men and women, and all the gender roles are exactly the same. Like, there's no difference. That's
you
just how it is.
remember the Ferengi episode where it was like, here's a pile of women.
Well, that's the Ferengi. I mean,
Well, and that's the like you gotta think about the time period,
Yeah.
right? This is 2003. We're 4 years away from Mass Effect, right? Introducing the idea of like, what's this? It's an alien? Yeah, it looks like a rhinoceros crossed with a dragon.
Can I fuck it?
Yeah, I'd hit it. I'd hit it.
Before
Okay.
we get into the discussion of the costuming of the slave market, I just want to say the actress / models that they hired for this, they look so fucking bored. They are so disengaged.
But I think that might have been intentional, no?
Intentional,
I
but
don't
not
know.
interesting. Like, if...
Yeah, agreed. It could have been much more interesting.
My only note about the costuming in that scene is honestly a whole bunch of the makeup on the women is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the slave monger with the giant forehead, which is an excellent distraction from the fact that his fake chin is like this close to falling off his face at all times. You can see the seam where it's just like running away.
He
from
reminded
him.
me of. Do you remember the show Big Bad Beetleborgs, which was one of the Mighty
Yes.
Morphers? He reminded me of the Elvis character from Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Yeah, I do remember that. Thank you for making me
Good,
remember
there
that.
you go. A little reference for 2 people in our listening audience.
The rope dress. So, like, when you
Oh,
had
boy.
explained it, in my head, I thought it was going to be like a macrame, like knotted.
Mm,
But
yeah.
instead, it was like she had regular fabric bra and underwear, and then there were ropes just like glued to it.
This
Correct.
dress,
It was very confusing.
this dress
Very
looked like a
confusing.
challenge in a reality show. It was like, make
Yeah.
a dress out of toilet paper.
And hot glue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was my general note for the dresses that the other slave girls were wearing, which was like, felt like sort of like a drag race, like, make a dress that straight men would feel was attractive, that you can't
That's exactly
actually
what
move
it
in.
There was that one. Did you notice the woman who had the
Underboob?
The underboob,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So all
Did
the
I notice
support
that?
was at the
Yes,
top
I
of
did.
her boob. Yeah, you know what? That shit will not work.
No, it
That's
would.
the opposite of support.
You can sit.
You don't know how their alien bodies work, Maria.
I have a pretty good idea because I can see a whole lot of it.
It's sort of
Maybe
Yeah,
they
no.
have anti-grab boobs, so
We-
the support needs to be on the top to hold them down.
Anti-grab
No,
boobs.
we expose the under boob, and the support is all on the top, but we lift it using 2 tiny cranes mounted on your shoulders.
Amazing. Anything else about that market scene? Because
The chemist.
oh
So
yeah, let's talk about that.
there
chemist.
I liked the chemist. I thought he was kind of, I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's kind of a tropey character, but I
Yeah,
still
but I
found
like
it
that.
fun. But my favorite, just like a small character design element that I loved, is when he went to sniff the pepper. He, instead of sniffing with his regular like nostrils, like
no,
a
his
humanized
nostrils
nostril,
were on the outside.
They're on the top, yeah.
like he had additional nostrils like on the top of his nose, like between his eyes that he sniffed with. It was just like a really fun, tiny little character element that
Yeah.
is I love when Star Trek just goes in like a real weird direction with some alien design, and that was very fun.
No, I just love that shit where it was like, ooh, what is this exotic spice? We call it pepper. I unironically love that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I for me, as soon as I saw him sniff it, I was just, and he does the big comedic sneeze and everything, and I'm just like, this is amazing. And I want Trip to be like, here, try this one. And it was like, we call this one cocaine. Right, because he's just doing bumps
Right.
of black pepper.
Yeah, it's a good point.
But it makes sense to me if you think about like what actual valuable items would be like.
Mhm.
Like weird food items, like weird spices from super far away would actually, you would think, be super valuable.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, much more so than like technology or
Yeah,
precious
uh-huh.
metals
Or liquid
whatever.
platinum.
oh, boy.
Sorry.
Yeah, gold pressed latinum.
Oh no, yeah. Gold pressed
Yeah.
platinum makes sense. In a previous episode,
So-
somebody wanted liquid platinum.
Which is just seems melted platinum, I guess.
Yeah, my take
Big-
on that,
big.
Jim, is the writers weren't smart enough to realize that gold pressed latinum was not the same as liquid
Yeah.
platinum.
The listeners cannot see Jim's face. Just
Yeah,
it's just
A
Confusion.
furrowed brow.
It's not liquid at room temperature though.
No,
Yeah, they
it's
had
no.
they had a special container that presumably was very hot.
high or under high pressure.
Or
yeah.
under high
Apparently,
pressure.
platinum has famously high melting point, so it
Yes,
would
it
have
does.
to be quite hot.
Oh boy.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's not this episode.
No.
I have a question about they're trying to get this Trillium D, but since they don't have Trillium D yet, I don't understand why we're not seeing more anomalies again. Like, I thought the anomalies were supposed to get worse the further into the expanse they go.
No, the anomalies show up when it's appropriate for anomalies to show up and useful to the plot line. I mean, that is clear.
Why is their warp engine working? Because I thought the whole thing that Trip said is that, like, because the laws of physics are different, it's going to be like impossible to get the warp engine working. But the warp engine is working.
But they figured that out somehow. Like, no, it makes.
But then I don't understand why the Trillium D is even that important. Like, it just feels like either it's life or death or it's not. And Star Trek wants it to be. They want it to be like they need this so bad, but then it's like they've stopped showing us how dangerous.
The only thing I will say there, not again, I'm making excuses for the show, but is that it is random. It is not, it's not consistent when these anomalies show up. It's not consistent what the anomalies are.
I just wish they were doing a little bit more to, like, make it seem like they're barely holding this ship together. Keep having, even if there were some scenes of, like, Trip being like, oh, I'm so tired because I keep having to send my guys around because things keep breaking because of these anomalies, like it's getting worse. Like, anything to make it feel like there's a sense of danger, because it doesn't feel like there is a sense of danger when we haven't seen the anomalies in, like,
Phlox has a one-liner about how somebody broke their arm.
That's what I was about to say. Jamie, Crewman Cutler broke her arm. She broke her arm,
I
Jamie.
forgot Cutler broke her arm.
Wait, did they reference Cutler?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, in the
man,
sickbay
that's
scene.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, in the sickbay scene.
I know.
Yeah.
So after the market, they go back to the ship,
Yeah.
right? Rajiin is doing her thing, and she goes to the captain's quarters for dinner. And we have a worry that was expressed last week in that Captain Archer is a psychopath. Right? He tortures people. He's driven by vengeance.
Yes.
Right? Like, I don't know what he was like before Space 9/11, but Space 9/11 changed him. But I can tell that he's a psychopath because of the nature of his dinner table. The dinner table it seats 4 and is too long, right? So they're at opposite ends of this table that is clearly too far apart. And also the corner that Rajiin is in the corner of the room. She's just in a literal corner. It's the opposite of inviting. It's not even like, oh, this is a spaceship, so we don't have a lot of space. Then why did you bring a full-ass dinner set?
Why do you have that extra leaf in the table?
Right? There's 4 chairs. Why do you need that? If you're in space, just have like a bench. Right? Have something that folds out from the wall or something like that that you eat at, or like it's like, but no. But and he doesn't move the table out for her or anything to like bring it into the space that clearly exists in his quarters, because we see it later.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I didn't even think about that.
If you are having a person as a guest, that is the most uncomfortable way to do it, right? Like if Archer was in the corner, then at least he's positioned at the head of the table, and like you have your back to the open room.
Nobody puts Archer in the corner.
Exactly. Not even Archer.
So the other thing about that scene, Maria, you said there was like no food of note in this episode. I
talked about the things. No, I didn't, because we skipped Yes Chef.
Why would you skip it when they were eating
Bill
an
was
amazing food?
Bill was
wait.
literally
I
falling
didn't even
asleep.
look at the food. I forgot to look at the food. Oh,
well,
thank
it's okay
you so much,
because I
Jamie.
just put a link to a screenshot. This food.
Yeah, the food looked amazing.
It's like a salad, but it's just like a pile of lettuce. But then there's like a giant wafer just sticking straight up in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's one of
I have
those
eaten this
cheese.
at a wedding.
It's one of those cheese wafer things. It looks delicious.
Yeah, it looks delicious, but I was like, "This is amazing." We've definitely never seen this dish on this.
No, for sure
on this
not.
show.
For sure not.
Was Archer eating
Yeah,
an
no.
entire bok choy? He had like some big greens on his plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both had a lot of, and then there were like some random sort of dishes in between.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got side plates. But yeah, like look at this table. Like
Yeah.
there's so much space in between them.
You make a
Also,
good point.
is Archer drinking a beer? It almost looks like
No, I think
she
it's
looks
iced
like she has
tea.
juice.
I think
Okay.
it's iced
like
tea.
some-
He drinks
yeah.
iced tea a lot.
Mhm.
Well, anyways, I just had to show that because I was like, this is the greatest. I don't know, something about the giant wafer in the center of
Oh,
a
yeah.
pile of lettuce.
For sure. For sure.
It's very like this is space, and we are not just eating goop.
Yeah.
We have a Michelin star chef.
I mean,
Or
they,
that's
they
not true,
kinda
but we
do.
have,
They have
an influencer who says that they're a Michelin star chef.
What's her name? The show chef.
Chef Dorothy.
Chef Dorothy.
Oh,
So there's an actual.
I'm
so
learning things.
They have a woman named Dorothy who is the chef for Enterprise who makes all the food for the
Mhm.
show. And it's all actually edible and delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but not like she's not like in the show. She's
No,
not like
No,
on
no,
it.
no.
She's the-
We're talking
No.
about a real
She's
person.
A real
who
person
makes the
She's
food.
named
the
Dorothy.
food designer for the show.
Yeah.
There is a
That's
character.
awesome.
There is a character named Chef, but we never see him. I think we've seen maybe his.
We
back
saw his
once,
legs
or
Yeah,
his legs
he walked
once.
through once. Yes.
But
So,
yeah,
Jim, the way that food works on this version of Enterprise is they grow vegetables in an aeroponics bay. They can print protein, but somebody has to
Mhm.
cook the food.
Sequence. Yeah.
I desperately want just a shot, just a scene of this kitchen where some Starfleet ass line cook is there.
Well,
right?
100%.
He's got no shirt on. He's got an apron
got a cigarette
that-
sticking out of his
that
mouth.
says something like "I break for Porthos" or something, right?
well,
He's coming to the merch store soon.
I'd break for Porthos. We should definitely do those t-shirts.
Right, he's got a sleeve of tattoos and Vulcan writing and has no idea what it says.
Jim, there was an episode where Chef got sick, and Hoshi
Oh my
took
God.
over as the cook, and completely abused. Everybody went insane on the ship, and she completely abused the crewman who was the cook's assistant on this, as she was
Yeah,
making
It was
Odin
Star Trek the Bear.
over and over again, like
Screaming at people.
screaming
It
at
was
people.
wild.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, to be fair, she was also being affected by like an
Yes,
alien
everybody
virus
was
or
going
something.
insane,
Yeah.
but yes.
Okay, but back to this photo. Also, the strappy dress that she is wearing.
Uh-huh.
It just she looks like she's on a cruise.
Yeah,
This
Yep.
is what you wear on a cruise ship.
absolutely.
This is also what you eat on a cruise ship.
Yes,
Good
actually.
point.
Yeah, like if you told me that if you like sight unseen, if you told me that this was a shot from a show about someone's like stateroom on a space cruise, the whole shot makes a lot more sense.
Right. I mean,
Like
Yeah,
even
to
the
be
position
fair-
of the table.
To be fair, this is the captain's
Where
table.
is she
right?
getting
this
these
is
dresses?
dining.
I know.
We asked that last
Asked
time,
that
and the
last
answer,
time.
I believe,
It's
Bill, your
confusing.
answer was shut up.
Yeah, no, I believe the answer is they have some sort of mechanism to create
Right.
these, because when they go down to planets, they manufacture clothing that
Right.
matches
Yeah.
the planets.
But
and
I
stuff
love
like
that they just brought her in and like this is what she chose
Yeah.
to wear.
Oh yeah.
Also,
and she had
those
like
animal
4 different outfits.
The animal print PJs were very similar to T'Pol's, just in a different
Yep.
pattern of fabric. But she even had the wedgie. Like at one point, she turns around and she has like the wedgie, and that's so. Jim, T'Pol, when
I
she's
noticed
wearing
the wedgie. Yes,
when she turns around, and
I
you have the
didn't draw
wedgie.
attention to it, but I did notice it.
Because God forbid we don't see the outline of a woman's butt.
Yeah, no,
God forbid the pants are comfortable.
not at all.
You suppose Rajiin got that tribal tattoo in Cancun or like, on her
No,
college
the
gap
tattoo I
year?
think was a slave thing.
Ah,
I think that because all of the women had them.
did they?
Across their
I didn't notice
chests.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of bodies, I guess. Archer, I was so happy we got to see him in his boxers again, just like in the pilot. But I was really disappointed that unlike the pilot, there was no bulge.
There was no bulge.
Where was the dick imprint? We needed the imprint.
The bulges
Yeah,
are
I'm
gone.
with
The
you.
nipples are gone.
Yeah.
The captain's table and the captain's wang.
Honestly, show going downhill.
Yeah, agreed.
without these imprints.
Hashtag free Archer's bulge. All right, can we talk about that boarding action? Because I have a question.
Now, when you say
about it.
boarding action, oh, you mean okay?
Not that
yeah,
action.
okay.
The boarding, the people who board it.
Mhm.
So they know very little about the Zindi, but they do know that there's 5 species, but they've only seen the reptilians and the non-reptilian humanoids. How did they not? Why did we not get a scene of somebody just freaking the fuck out when a giant grasshopper shows up on the ship?
Mhm.
Like, they were
Well, they
just
were-
like, oh no, pew pew pew. Like,
How did
it's a
they
giant grasshopper.
know it was a Zindi?
Well,
Or
no, they
did
were-
Rajiin, I guess they figured it out from Rajiin.
Well, there were reptilians there too.
No,
Yeah, but how did they know that they were Zindi?
I'm sorry. I
They
don't
guessed
remember
it.
this episode. Did the actual grasshopper show up, or was it
Yes,
strictly
yes.
the? Oh
Yeah.
my
the
god!
Just
grasshopper
one.
like
Do
had a
not-
fight
okay.
scene.
It was just one. It was
Wow.
one scene. That was all they could afford, clearly.
Mhm.
But they definitely had, and it was really cool. Like, I thought it was a neat scene to show that, because you were not expecting it, because
Yeah, yeah,
you'd
yeah.
seen the reptilians. No, they knew it was a Zindi. I'm pretty sure when they were approaching, like they analyzed the ship or whatever and knew it was Zindi.
The music during that boarding scene was also great. There were like fun, like there was just like fun piano.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it was like I don't usually notice the music, and the fact that I noticed and I was like, oh, this music is very fun.
Right.
I think it's like the second time already this season. I think I've said that.
Yeah.
It just seems like they got some people to do some good stuff.
Yeah.
Now that like I don't know, the music's on the shows I felt always been kind of boring, but I feel like it's
It
getting
was
better.
an interesting move for this show for her to try to escape and them to thwart it. And it was like, okay, now we're serious about it, and the Enterprise crew completely fucks up and cannot prevent the escape. That was a
Yeah.
weird move for this show.
Yeah, no. And how about that Zindi weaponry? Like the weird, like, snot ball.
Yeah, the booger launcher. I'm not afraid to say it.
You're so brave.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember that.
There was he sent a ball of snot. It attached to the wall and then started spewing out green lasers.
Yep.
That sounds cool. I don't remember this at all.
The most unmemorable show.
I know.
There's a lot of running and fighting in this episode, right?
Yeah.
There's the fight in the marketplace with the slaver. There's the chase and fight with Rajiin, and then there's the Zindi boarding the ship, getting Rajiin and leaving without bothering anyone else really at all. And like the action choreography is so fascinatingly bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Star Trek not famous for its
Yeah.
fight choreography.
Well,
But
but
it wasn't interesting either.
I got curious. I got curious because I was like, what other shows exist in this context, right? In like 2002, 2003, and like there's got to be other action shows that you're competing with, and the answer is there aren't really. 2004, you get stuff like Battlestar Galactica, you get Stargate Atlantis, right?
Yeah, this is like the era of like the OC.
Yeah.
Like I just think action shows like this were not in vogue.
They're not. Yeah, like.
but then
like,
you'd think they could get some better choreographers since they don't have other jobs.
They have other stuff to do.
it was just like even like the use of slow motion in a bunch of spots was really strange. Rajiin does this great dive from a balcony where she's diving and shooting and it's in slow motion.
Yeah.
And it's the least energetic moment of that whole chase. And you're just like, I just wanted to cover it in golf commentary.
Jim, I think you're forgetting that Baywatch had just ended, and they had hired a lot of the crew from Baywatch to
It's true.
write and shoot this show.
Oh my, that
Makes a lot of sense.
That
now,
is
doesn't it?
exactly the kind of choreography that you would see in Baywatch.
Yep.
Yeah, but I was watching it and I'm like, this is a world 3-4 years out from The Matrix.
Hmm?
Right?
Oh,
yeah.
Which I think in 2003 you're still like, what is the best most famous bit like piece of media with great fight choreography? The Matrix.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to get the choreographer from The Matrix? Probably not. But are you required to exist in a media context
Yes.
where that has set a tone?
Right.
But yes, Baywatch is very much it. As if you got the choreographers from Baywatch to do fights, I do think that is what they would look like.
Yeah.
All right. I have one more note. In the scene when T'Pol and Trip are trying to synthesize the Trillium D,
Mm.
T'Pol has this line where she's like, "The pressure is up to 10,000 units."
Yes.
Units of what?
Units of
Units
what?
something.
Units? Who knows? Who knows? It made me laugh. Like the 10,000 units.
Very hard to do.
It's very funny.
It's so weird the choices they make with their technical language, you know?
I think units make sense.
Right.
Hear me out.
Oh
on this.
God.
The planet Earth that we live on has not yet, after what, 200 years, been able to coalesce on a single system of
That's a good point.
measurement, despite the clear dominance of the metric system. In fact, the more dominant the metric system becomes, the more other places resist. And I say this as a person from Canada, where everything is in metric except for your height, weight, distance, and everything else, right? Like we use Celsius for everything, but if you ask me to set an oven temperature in Celsius, I have no idea. But that's
fair.
the only
Right.
context where it gets used. Like this is just one planet. If you're trying to do like interplanetary science,
Right.
you have to at some point just be like, okay, the Galactic Standards Organization has just decided on the unit, and whatever
Well,
it matters, whatever you're measuring, you just measure it in units, and a unit is a standard size that you agree on amongst yourselves.
Jim, this gets into a wider discussion that I have. Is like when even in TNG or whatever, when the TNG crew goes to Risa, how do they pay for things?
We don't know.
You can't think about what is
It's a post scarcity
Reddit.
society,
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
except for the
Yeah.
scarcity of booty.
Exactly. You have to pay in booty. Oh my God, Picard.
Yeah, you
Picard,
pay
you have to put up
in
this much
Risa by
ass.
working in
Then when
Risa.
you get to Risa.
Cash ass or grass. Come on.
Yeah,
Oh, bad episode, not sexy. That's my
Not
analysis.
sexy.
Yeah. Mm.
yeah, like, and deliberately supposed to be very sexualized.
Yeah.
Like-
They don't do well with that though. When they're trying to be sexy, they never are actually sexy.
We always say it. This show is horny, not sexy.
Mm.
Yes.
And that's what this episode was. It was a horny
Mhm.
episode, but it was not a sexy
I don't
episode.
even agree that it's a horny episode. I would agree.
I want to come back to I think for me a bunch of this comes back to the delivery of all the lines.
The
Like,
acting.
Every time I want to be clear about that.
No.
Every one of these actors is a drama kid.
Yeah.
Right? Every one of these actors many of these actors are dying to like put all this emotion into what they're doing, and it feels like there's a director. The director for this, Michael Vejar, also directed a bunch of Babylon 5 movies, a little bit of Deep Space Nine, 13 episodes of Voyager, like has a bunch of experience in this genre. But like it feels like there's a director or a producer just going, no, just read the words on the page.
Yeah, I agree.
And like this is what you get as a result, is it's like, oh well, it doesn't feel like anything and it doesn't make you feel anything. And it's like, yeah, because you're just reading the words on the page.
Right. that we see that a lot, where the actors are really doing the best they can with the material
Right.
they've
No,
been
it's-
given and the direction they've been given. But clearly all of that is bad.
You describe this as like, oh, it's not your father's Star Trek, right?
Right.
And it has the like utter vision. And like I had to explain myself to my wife after the episode ended about why
Why did you
I
make
had
them
put
do
our
this?
household through that.
How could you do this?
They volunteered. But I was like, this, I think, and keep me honest here because I'm not 100%. This is the first Star Trek that never got touched or worked on or anything by Gene Roddenberry. This is a Rick Berman
no,
Star
Voyager-
Trek.
That I don't know.
I think
Yeah, I thought Voyager was after his
He
time.
died during. I believe Gene Roddenberry died during Next Generation, and maybe DS9 was in
Okay.
DS9 had
development.
started,
So I
I
think
think.
Voyager might have been the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because Voyager
But
is still
I will-
recognizably a Star
well,
Trek.
the thing that
No.
makes no sense here is Rick Berman was heavily involved in Deep Space Nine, which is
There's
obviously great Star Trek.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what
What
who
happened?
hurt him? Like what happened?
Uh,
Who hurt him, and was it a gay person? Because that's what it seems like.
It's one of those things, like it feels like the purpose of this episode is to deliver the DNA on the bioweapon.
Right.
We
Right.
need to have an episode where that we learn about the bioweapon and the Zindi get the DNA for the bioweapon. Well, what happens in the episode? I don't know. Let Jimmy in the mailroom figure it out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Jimmy, go nuts. What have you got? Bring it upstairs and we'll produce it. And then you smash cut back to that guy being like, it doesn't
Yeah.
objectify women enough.
maybe that's the issue with this episode. Is this is an episode like they need to. They're going to do a bioweapon on humans. They need
Yeah.
human DNA. She doesn't fuck anybody. She quote unquote scans them. This
Yeah.
is.
She doesn't collect samples. Like, why not just fucking steal his hairbrush?
What? Why not just steal?
That
you
also would've been
busted
less
into the ship to
suspicious.
get her
Yeah.
out. Just grab 4 people and
Yeah.
leave.
And yeah, and why did she even fuck with T'Pol? Why does she care? I guess because the Vulcans are allies, but still.
Yeah. Yeah. Why does she scan to? Why
Why
does she scan to?
T'Pol? Because sexy lady has to scan sexy lady.
But it's not
What it comes
sexy.
down to. I know it's not, but that's what they were trying to accomplish. They don't ever accomplish what they're trying to.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we have a wild card topic today. So let's talk temporal Cold War. Jamie, I believe you have done a ridiculous amount of research on this. Please tell us more.
I mean, by ridiculous amount of research, I have just been really confused about temporal time war stuff. So I was like, what if I just put a little timeline together of when stuff happened? So here's what I've got. 120 years in the past is when we know that the Zindi homeworld was destroyed.
Right.
Remember, because they
Mhm.
went to the
Yep.
homeworld, they saw it was destroyed, and it was destroyed 120 years in the past.
Right.
Right.
The unknown temporal Cold War, whatever that means, the temporal Cold War faction that told the Zindi their homeworld would be destroyed by humans, told them it would be destroyed by humans 400 years in the future.
Right?
Right.
And the Zindi probe that did Space 9/11 came from 420 years in the future.
Well, parts
so
of it. did.
somehow,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
somehow parts of it were sent back in time, from basically 20 years after the Zindi homeworld was supposedly destroyed in the future, even though again we know it was actually
It's
destroyed
destroyed
in the past.
past.
Whatever.
Okay.
600 years in the future is where Future Shadow Man is from. Which is weird because in Future Shadow Man's time, they can only send communications back through
Nope,
time,
not things.
people or things. And yet, like 180 years before him, somehow somebody sent something back in time. I don't know. It's confusing. 900 years in the future is where Daniels is from.
Hmm.
So I know, like, we're always just confused about this, but like, this is just the timeline of where all this stuff is happening.
Do you remember when the pitch of this show was? It's 100 years before the original series, and we're not going to have to deal with any of the future stuff. And they abandoned that immediately.
Well, and I don't know for sure, but as I recall, that was a network choice where they were like, it's not going to be interesting if you're just telling what people already know is going to happen. You got to have some sort of unknown in there, and the only way to do that is have some sort of time travel, which is nonsense. But that was my my understanding.
The other thing I'm confused about is like, so I actually, for a while, I was confused. I was like, do the current did they even know about the probe? Did they send the probe? But I rewatched all the old Xindi conference scenes, and there was one where the reptile guy's like, how did the humans find out we sent the probe? Right. So they definitely sent it, but then that means they're like getting stuff from 420 years in the future somehow. But then they never mention in all these other scenes that we've seen, like, they've never said anything about it. Like, I don't understand. Like, they're building a new super weapon to destroy Earth, but like, why are they building it themselves when they supposedly have contacts in the future that can send them shit from the future? I just like and they're doing all their own research, and it seems like I'm like, but what about the future people? And who are those people? They're not necessarily Xindi.
Yeah, what is their agenda? I'm sure all of these questions will be perfectly and conclusively answered.
I'm sorry, when did this suddenly turn into a Monarch Legacy of Monsters podcast?
Like I want to pull this timeline into like the real world timeline for a moment. Imagine you're Beowulf. Right? It's 900 AD. And you get a message from Leonardo da Vinci in 1400.
Slips into your DMs.
Right? And you're like, oh my God, the future. The future is now. And Leonardo da Vinci is like, the future is Italy. It's oil paintings. It kind of rules.
Right.
Right? But everything is very chill. Except for the things that aren't.
We won't talk about those.
I love helicopters. And you're like, okay, I understand what the future is like. And then you get some kind of future visit from Shadow Arthur Conan Doyle. Right? The year is 1890. The future is wheels that turn themselves, and honestly, it's kind of awful.
And spiritualism and fairies.
Yeah, fairies are at the bottom of your garden.
Like getting, well, because and there's one that's like 400 years in the future and one that's 420 years in the future, right?
Yeah, well, it's just 400 years in the future is when the planet's going to be destroyed, but they were supposedly told it by somebody 420 years in the future.
They waited 20 years to help them out.
And it's confusing.
There's so many, and this is on one planet, right? When you think about how different the world would be.
I'm tired of thinking about this show. I'm so fucking tired. I'm so exhausted of trying to make sense of this show.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It's badly written. It's badly show run. I'm tired of the abusive relationship I have of trying to make this make sense.
I have great news. It's 2 years before you can get a divorce. It is time for the segment we like to call Mammary Alpha, where Jamie tells us about a weird or funny page that she saw on Mammary Alpha. Jamie, what you got?
Okay, so back when we watched the episode Cogender, there was that brief shot of a bookshelf in Tripp's room, which we have talked about in so much detail. I will not show the photo again because then this episode's gonna go like another 45 minutes.
We don't need that.
But there were a bunch of books on the shelf, and we talked about 4 of them. But there was a 5th book whose spine was a bit too blurry to identify.
But they were all deceived because there was a 5th book forged in secret.
Yeah, it was written by Leonardo da Vinci, who came back from 400 years in the future.
Damn it.
Even in Memory Alpha, the book was not identified. So I have been obsessed with trying to identify this book, and I've been going down. I was like, oh, it looks like it says opera. I was going down a path trying to, but that didn't lead anywhere. In Memory Alpha, on one of the pages for one of the other identifiable books, there was a note saying that the book was sold at an auction after the show wrapped. So I was thinking, if they sold all the books from the bookshelf, is it possible that there is an auction block somewhere where they sold this 5th mystery book and there might be like better photos and stuff? So I searched auction sites until I found the block called Star Trek Enterprise Trip Tucker Book Collection.
Unbelievable.
I couldn't get any information on it without signing up for an account. So I signed up for an account at this auction site so I could see all the details. They sold a set of 2 of the books from Trip's bookshelf for $100. The first was Gulliver's Travels, and the second was our mystery book.
Okay.
Not only was there a better photo of the book, but there's a better photo of the book, but it's an old antique book, so it's still kind of hard to read the words on the spine. But luckily I didn't have to, because there was also a description, and the description in the auction block said the book was called Gatineo
I want to pause you right
Operae.
there.
Yes.
Oh, I wanted everybody to guess what the book was.
Oh, you would never.
Never
So-
in a million years.
It does not say opera, it says opere, which is Italian for works or like collected works. Yes, I was on Google Translate. So it's like the collective works of Gatineo. So I'm like, who the fuck is Gatineo? So I'm like searching, and there's nothing. I'm like, it was a complete dead end. So I went back to the auction block, and then I looked closer at the photo, and I'm like, that G, it actually looks like a C with like maybe like a fancy squiggly under it.
Oh, boy.
So I started looking for Cantaneo, and sure enough, I figured it out. This is the collective works of Carlo Ambrogio Cantaneo, Volume 2, published in 1881.
Wow.
Carlo Cantaneo was a 19th century Italian philosopher and leader in the Italian Revolution to gain independence from the Austrian Empire. I was reading so much about like Austrian Revolution.
Does Trip have this on his bookshelf for?
That's amazing.
And this book is in Italian. So Trip reads Italian. He knows Italian, and he's a huge fan of Italian history and like the Italian Revolution and Italian philosophy and politics from the 19th century. This definitely helps us understand this character better, and was definitely not just a super lazy choice where they just put a random book on his bookshelf and did not care about the fact that it had nothing to do with the character or what we know about the character.
This is like reading Gravity's Rainbow all the way through, including the German bits, and then at the end of it, it's a cat taking a shit.
So anyways, that is the 5th book. I will update it at some point on, I need to update it on Memory Alpha
you
now
absolutely
and
do.
Book and
100%.
add like one page for it.
100%
You have done enough work that you need to.
Wow.
So thank you. The hours that I have put into like dead ends trying to figure out what this book was.
Unbelievable.
It is true though. Like one, and like you said, one of the other books was Gulliver's Travels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Which is obviously like, let's not use words like obviously. Does seem like an intentional choice.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Makes sense.
Like that's a great thematic book for the show.
Apparently, Gene Roddenberry, when he was developing original series, almost named the Captain Gulliver after Gulliver's Travels, because he wanted it to be Gulliver's Travels but in space. Anyways, we can move on.
Amazing work, Jamie.
I know we've been recording
Incredible
forever.
work. Okay. Bleep. Read alert. It is time now to talk about some of the messages we get from our listeners that we will read to you, READ alert. Jamie, tell us about what our listeners are saying.
All right, so we got a whole bunch of messages from listener Francisco at Night Stalker on Blue Sky, who was like DMing us a bunch of stuff. I won't go over all of them. I'm going to make you guys choose which ones you want.
Okay.
Let's do, 3 of these. So your choices are his comment on the episode Judgments, the episode Horizon, the episode Vanishing Point, the Borg episode, comments about Hoshi and T'Pol friction, Phlox's wife Fiesel, deleted scenes, or a recommendation.
Oh my god, that's so many things.
Let's do the Borg
Wait.
episode. Borg episode.
Yeah.
I pick.
Okay. So he wrote, speaking of transporters, did you notice in the Borg episode that both times Malcolm and Archer beam to the transport and back to the Enterprise, they take they glance down at their body
Yeah.
after
Wow.
beaming to make sure everything's there. And yeah, he said it reminded him of the very first of the pilot episode where Archer clutched his chest after the transporter
Yeah, that's very
incident.
cute. I
And he
remember
also
that in the
mentioned-
first episode for sure, where he was like, am I okay? Yeah. Oh, it's cool. That's cool.
He mentioned that Bill made a joke about he should have gripped his crotch,
Baseball,
which
yep.
I didn't even remember that joke, so
Yep,
that's
yep,
funny. But all right, we can do another one.
Let's do the first one.
Yeah, let's do Judgment. I like it.
Okay, so his comment on Judgment was that he likes to refer to the turns of phrases "to be fair" as "to be Kolos" and "to play devil's advocate" as "to play Archer's advocate." Because of this episode. And he said he also thinks that it would have been fun to have a full episode dedicated to POV and have Archer's version, and then
Oh, yeah.
where Archer's the Kirk Picard, and then the Klingon first officer one where Duras is so competent,
Oh, yeah.
and
No,
then,
Oh, yeah.
T'Pol has the real version where
Oh,
she
yeah.
comes up with solutions Archer implements after trying a few things that don't actually work.
No,
It
to
would
have
be
the
amazing.
to have the Rashomon.
The
version,
Rashomon episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Rashomon
it.
version
Because
of the episode.
Jim, obviously you have not seen this episode and do not watch this episode. You get the Klingon version where Archer's like, "This is the Starship Warship Enterprise. We declare war on the Klingon Empire, and we will destroy you." And that's the
memory of
they're having a trial, and that's the Klingon version of
That
what
is-
they did.
Pretty accurate
is.
to what
Yeah.
I saw.
It's absolutely
Like-
accurate.
All right, let's do one more of these.
Okay. Let's do Vanishing Point.
He called Vanishing Point the episode where Hoshi hallucinated a whole episode thanks to transporter malfunction.
God, that made me
boy,
so
mad.
mad.
that
thinks-
episode.
It would have been stronger if they'd had a scene at the end with Hoshi and Phlox in sickbay. Because remember, Phlox has a psychiatry degree. If she talked to him about how she realized she has all these insecurities, and then he was like, "Why don't we meet once a week and do some therapy?" And then he said that would have shown some character growth, reduced stigma around mental health, and it just would have been better than the Archer Hoshi scene about her conquering her transporter fears.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of things you could have done that would have fixed that episode. Oh boy.
Yep. I'm with you.
Just from your description, it sounds like Let's Make Inner Light, but bad.
Oh, it was
Yes.
even worse than that.
Yeah, it was
Hoshi,
worse.
Hoshi gets transported, and as she's being transported, she imagines an entire episode where she is vanishing.
She's disappearing,
Disappears and nobody can
then
see
And
her.
at the
Nobody
end,
can
at
see
the
her.
end, but at the end, it's all a dream. It didn't
She was
happen.
always in the transporter
Yeah.
matrix. It was just that happened during the 7 seconds that they had trouble.
and she was just a
getting
crazy
there.
bitch.
Why bitches be so crazy?
Why do bitches
I mean,
be so crazy?
I think that it is interesting to have an episode where there are bugs with the
Right.
transporter, and the
of course,
bug is you experience the
Yep.
teleportation instead of not experiencing it, because that seems like it would really
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Uh,
Thank you so much,
Yes,
Francisco.
thank you.
And I will send Maria and Bill. I will just send you all of them.
Fantastic.
All of his comments later because I just think you would like them.
That's great.
But we don't have time to talk about all of them.
Great. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, please send us your comments or your messages. We love to hear from you guys. That is the episode. Thank you for listening. In the next episode, Jamie will be telling us about the episode Impulse. Jim, thank you so much for joining us again this week. Please.
Thank you for inviting me.
Please remind everyone where we can find you.
You can find me at Arcane Sugar at wandering.shop on Mastodon, and honestly, that is pretty much it.
All right.
But if you want to see pictures of bread and my cat, that's where to do it.
Fantastic. All right. Special thanks to our producer, K.O. Myers at Particulate Media, to our friend David for our beautiful cover art, and to John Stephen King for being the voice of our computer. If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice and tell your friends about it. We really do appreciate it. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook as @EnterpriseSplaining, and on Blue Sky as @EnterpriseSplain. You can also email us any comments or questions such as, why didn't the Zindi just destroy the Enterprise when they boarded them? Why did they let them live? To enterprisesplaining@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. And if you would like to support this podcast, you can find us at Buy Me a Coffee as Enterprise Splaining. See you next week.
Bye.
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 1 second, Bill, can you turn down your volume a little bit? You are so loud.
That's generally true. Yeah, give me a second.
So there's like a sound too. I don't know who it's coming from.
I can go mute and you can tell me if it's me.
Okay.
My refrigerator is running. It might be me. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, it's Bill.
Well, not much.
Oh well, if it's your refrigerator, yeah, there's nothing we can do. So okay,
That's fine.
KO will fix it.
Hi, KO.
AI promo start. Podcast name, please.
What?
Thank you. Podcast what? Topic, please.
It's not what?
Podcast what? Topic, not what.
That's not it at all. You've got the name wrong.
Correction. Name is spelled. Please give correct letter.
Well,
Correct letter is I. Podcast is not what. Podcast is nitwit.
Oh, brother.
Brother is also a nitwit.
We're the Monkey Around Podcast.
we talk about the monkey.
We're on YouTube and podcast platforms.
AI promo ended. Podcast nitwit on the ESO network.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.